Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to IRC Esports. This is your streamer for the day, Dan, also known as Sir SSJassassin, and we are here in round two of this eighth iteration of our ACC league, and we are in Imola, and today we'll be having a full grid packed with drivers, 25 drivers if I'm not wrong. Unfortunately, due to the lack of personnel, we won't be having any commentary during the race, so it'll be a silent stream. So just stay tuned in. Just because we don't have any commentators, it doesn't mean that we'll be having any lack of action whatsoever. So sit back and watch everything unfold.
Hey boy, what's up?
Hello, Kapil.
Can I create
Welcome to the
some
stream.
comms?
Yes, we need comms. We desperately need comms. Desperately
I
need
can
being
lend my
overstated.
beautiful voice.
Yes, you can lend in a lot more beautiful things, Kapil. So please help me with expressing your beauty over here in our stream.
Can you also join in every now and then?
I can try my best,
Try out.
although I'm already doing a lot of multitasking here, so it will be
Ah,
an additional task.
Imola is also fine. Fine.
Yep.
Right, tell me when I can start.
We can already start. We're already live. A minute and 40 seconds left in quali. So right now we've
No,
got
no, I can.
red dot.
Can the folks hear us?
Yeah, they can. They can.
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my conversation with SSJassassin.
Welcome to my conversation with Kapil. And this is how our conversations normally go. Nothing to be surprised about here, folks.
Yeah, so we've got a hot new face, Red Dot Blue, leading the pack with a 141.630. And just, 300ths of a second, Sai Prithvi not in P1, surprising this time around. Who's this new face and how is he brought in the Thunder
Yeah,
to IRC?
quite surprising to see him actually in front of Sai Prithvi himself. Although I don't think these are representative lap times because people were saying yesterday that the likes of Pururav Gowda were doing laps in the 40.6s, but that may be due to different track conditions. Can't say for sure. But yeah, the story so far has been that the newbie Red Dot Blue, I wouldn't say newbie, the IRC rookie, could say, is in P1. Kudos to him.
Yeah, and he's improved but just by a few more tenths. And yeah, I will have to see if Sai Prithvi can actually bring down that gap. Again, Imola is one of those treacherous tracks with very narrow track width kind of throughout the lap, so overtaking is not the easiest. So kind of getting into pole position is critical. Wait, I just sorry, I confused myself looking at the standings overall. I thought SD suddenly put it into pole. My bad.
Yeah.
Logesh, I think he's finally back. It's good to see him back as well. He wasn't there last time around.
Yep, exactly. Logesh making a comeback to IRC after such a long time too. Uh, Although not in the position that he'd like to be in, sitting in P14 right now as a pro class driver, I believe. So yeah, guess he needs a little bit of a warm up. As we just failed to notice Red Sai Prithvi is in P1 right now as Red Dot Blue is on the tail of that Ferrari. I'm not sure who that is. As he comes across the line, he should be in pole position. Is he? No, he's been impeded. Oh my God, that was not what we wanted to see. I think it's a driver number 11. I think that was Swagger Turbo. Yep, that's the Ferrari, the gold and black Ferrari that we saw just there on the screens. So from my telemetry data, he was improving his lap by 3/10 almost, and that impede. I mean, it's not necessarily an impede because all the laps in ACC are hot laps, though there are no in laps or out laps specific. I mean, there is an out lap of course, but then yeah, quite disappointing for Red Dot Blue, who was on a flyer, but then yeah, he just had to get impeded by that Ferrari of Swagger Turbo.
I think there's a big conspiracy here with Swagger helping out Sai Prithvi with impeding Red Dot Blue. Of course, I don't think it was intentional, but he must have lost time there in the final sector. You know, he looked in a good position, having improved on that lap even after that incident. Oh, I think that Red Dot Blue will be fuming inside because he had that in the bag and it was kind of taken away from him.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is the qualifying order. Sai Prithvi on pole, Red Dot Blue, the rookie in P2, Purav Gowda in P3, and SD, who's sitting right beside me, calculating his fuel in P4. Kanak finally putting in a D. I think, yeah, he wasn't there last time around. He's finally returned into the pro class P5. Baldy picking things up in P6. Helio in P7 and AJ and Sam in P8. But yeah, the AM class boys of the likes of Shawshank, Supreme Kai and Shaluluk all ahead of the rest of pro class, must be said, putting in some wonderful laps. If you have a look at those lap times, SSJ on stream, just so that our viewers know. Yeah, I think we can only see it later. But
yeah, the return RTG option itself is grayed out for me. So
it's like sit down and just watch them.
Yeah.
Who's got the interesting liveries on track?
Of course, that's our usual routine to go through these interesting liveries. So we have a few livery updates today. I saw I saw one particular livery from Iceman, who's running this sexy Force India. And yeah, if you can pay a close attention to that wing, the right end plate of the rear wing, you can see a photo of our very own Star Max Lord Ashray giving his sexy boomer pose, as well as that photo of Vijay Mallya. And I don't know who that is in the center. Probably just some random photo that he stuck in there. Maybe needed to reduce the opacity for that one. As we've got only 3 seconds left now. So yeah, back to the front of the grid then.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be like a spicy race start, I'm sure. Turn 1 is Dives Central City. You can just take out a whole bunch of cars, push cars on the outside onto that sausage curves, the ridge curves. It's going to simply eat you alive. You get a little too greedy on them. We'll have to see who gets pushed there wide by chance or by choice. Oh no, SD spun! SD spun in the formation lap.
No way! Okay, since you're so sitting close to him, why didn't you get an explanation from him?
He's gonna be teleported. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's fine. This is the good thing about ACC, just is
Okay,
forgiving in that. But yeah, yes, sir. And we are just about right. Lights out. It is gonna be your 70 kph speed limiter in just a moment's time. We got a very long lead up, and in a few minutes we are
waiting. We are waiting.
Waiting.
Lights out. And away we go. Take it away, Kabir.
Yes, sir. We've got Sai Prithvi in the lead, who's just keeping us a slender margin. We've got the likes of the you've got the McLaren on the other side. We've got SD punting the Ferrari. I'm not sure who it is exactly. I believe that was FIFA Connect behind SD. So SD's dropped a couple of positions as a result, being completely eaten by the pack. It's not looking good for him as the AM boys are looking to attack him going into the end of Sector 1. Shawshank making a bit of a mess up there, and SD picking... Sorry, that's Baldy picking up the pieces there to move up into P7. Oh, we've got 3 cars completely flying off in Sector 1, and more contact there. Pandemonium in that corner. Oh, that is
that's
very hot stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah, expected from lap 1 with a grid packed with 25 drivers too. So we got a few position changes here. SD is sitting in P6. Purav Gowda, I think he started P4. He is still in P4. Helium still in P5 and giving a tough fight to the driver in front. These two guys are in front, Sai Prithvi and Red Dot Blue, still sticking mightily close to each other, just 3 tenths separating the two drivers. 3 tenths on my graph. I don't know why it says, oh yeah, it is 3 tenths, my bad. Oh yeah, and quite an exciting lap 1 with the the front two drivers still sitting close to each other. Not like.
Yeah, I think Helium is the biggest gainer at the end of lap one. He gained like 3 positions. And SD is kind of trying to claw back those lost ground. So he's actually got to make a move. They're side by side going into turn one. And you got side by side action between Iceman, who gets pushed out wide. And there's a compromise exit, and Faizan moves up, gets 2 positions in the process. A superb move there. And yeah, we've got a gaggle of cars, all like hot on each other's tail. This is just close action that you want to see here at Imola. It's just the start of the race. A lot of lines taken by each driver to find, and yeah, I think there's a loss of traction there from Bioride as he massively loses out 3 positions in the process. SD makes that move stick, but Helium is essentially pushing him through sector 1. He's not giving up that position. SD goes defensive into this fast left-hander. They're going side by side. I'm not sure how they've not made contact. Amazing racing there throughout the entire sector. But yeah, this is the battle on track right now.
Indeed, 4 class is that. Yeah, that is 4 class going, forming up a pack between themselves. That McLaren and I guess a few other cars trailing behind. Helium goes for an audacious dive bomb and ends up murdering himself and ruining his chances for a race. Pretty close to the wall there. Not a good recovery attempt made by Helium as he reverses and hits the wall anyway. And that's him down almost 15 positions. I guess he was in P5. Yeah, 14 positions, and now he's finding himself down in P19, fighting Shawshank, who had that moment there with Fuzzy Dunlop earlier. So yeah, 2 damaged, really damaged cars probably now in the back of the pack. I just see Swagger Turbo and Octavian going side by side in the main straight. This is a recipe for disaster potentially. I'm not jinxing anything here. Sorry for that, fellows. Okay, never mind. Maybe might have jinxed it as is that Swagger Turbo just cutting him off completely there as Octavian almost pulled alongside the Ferrari up the front. Yeah, quite not holding back any punches here, just throwing down at every moment that they get. Every chance they get.
Yeah, it really is. You have to work together in that case. You need the attacking driver to kind of concede that position. You've got a late dive from Extreme. They're going into the fast up and up. What is that? Upslope left hand. I'm not sure why I'm tripping on myself so much there. Iceman losing a host of positions in the process. You've got a slid out Nick, I believe that was.
No, that was Shawshank.
No, that was Shawshank. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an unusual place. I think you typically can carry a lot of speed into that corner, but I'm not sure what happened. And you got Faizan who spun out as well, who made so many gains and just lost it all in one go. You got battles all across the track. Tanish Agarwal finally, with those unwavering positions in the last round, finds himself a little lower down the pack. Not the ideal qualifying for him. But out in front, Sai Prithvi and Red Dot Blue are still nose and tail to each other. So this battle, again, looking at the likes of what happened in Silverstone last week round, this looks to be a dogfight more than anything else. So we'll keep an eye on what transpires across the race.
Except that, there we go. Just as I was about to mention him, Pururav Gowda was the driver who was missing in Silverstone because of his because of the messed up starts that he had in both races. If not, he had some tremendous pace. Was quite clearly probably like half a second ahead of Sai Prithvi, who himself was unusually feeling off, I'd assume, for that race. But now he's down in P4, so the Ferrari, probably not the strongest car in its home turf. I mean, he's still kind of keeping up with that McLaren, that very OP McLaren, the most preferred car by amongst all our drivers here. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars, 11 McLarens in 26 cars. So that's yeah, it's a one-third majority, I think. Yeah. So yeah, McLaren's, the
Yeah.
Ferrari is not able to cope up probably.
So I'm just noticing something on the stream that we're not able to capture all of the windows. We're not able to see the last and best lap times on stream.
Oh, let me check.
Can you just check if we can fit the screen? Any chance, just in case you're on the stream as well. Man,
Yep,
does that
my
in the
bad.
background? Yes,
Fits
much
now.
better. Yes, sir. So where did Tanish start? I think Tanish was way further down below, and he's had a more promising start. The weird thing is that, as we've seen across the race,
Tanish started in
um,
P24. He didn't even set a quali lap. Look at that. That's
yeah,
our quali. Those are our quali positions here. He started in P24 and now he's in P7. P7, yeah, that's insane. That's 17 positions here. He's got to be one of the biggest winners here. We couldn't go through all the entire list. So, oof, yep, mighty drive so far from him. As he is pulling alongside that Mercedes of Baldy, as yeah, Baldy still manages to survive another lap, still ahead of that McLaren. Very beautiful looking McLaren, by the way. That chrome silver, that metallic silver. What do you call metallic gray? Okay, yeah, or silver. Yeah, silver is just a better word. The silver car of Tanish, still holding on to him though, sticking just 3 tenths behind him. If he gets a good enough tow, maybe could set up a move down the straight. Or is that
perhaps, but that Mercedes has that raw V8 grunt. It's difficult to pip that on a straight line. We'll have to wait a little while longer. Yeah, with each passing sector, they are slowly losing ground to SD, who's kind of in his no man's land himself. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see who makes the next mistake. But as it stands, Red Dot Blue is still like, yeah, in touching distance to Sai Prithvi. That will, I believe, continue for the rest of the weekend by the looks of it. But having that position and getting that done right now is more important than anything else, because it'll kind of set him up for the next race and he can just run away with it. So we just Imola being one of those key tracks where it's just nearly impossible to overtake if you don't have the right the right line, kind of positioning yourself for the exit is critical. And as you see, a lot of interesting and creative lines being taken by our drivers through that chicane. It can find or lose you heaps of time going into sector 3, and this is the most treacherous corner of them all, a downhill sharp square left. And if you kind of brake too late, carry too much of steering angle, you can completely unsettle the car. And yeah, while ABS might save the day for you, it can be quite a nerve-wracking moment to take that corner at such high speeds.
Yeah, funnily enough, it should be one of the overtaking hotspots, because you get enough of a run down the that was AJ Sam getting awfully close to Charles Leclerc, almost going and touching him, but yeah, just barely managed to get this car stopped, but finds himself on the gravel and loses a second to the cars up ahead. So yeah, and on the topic you were on earlier, Kapil, yes, it is one of the overtaking hotspots, provided you maintain just that a little bit of gap, if you to the driver ahead, out of that chicane. So yeah, if you just manage to barely bring yourself down the inside, it's yeah, you're at least there is a chance that you can get a move done before the start of the main straight.
Yep. It's all about setting yourself up. Maybe you'll have to think about an entire sector behind. You've got interesting tactics from the likes of Boring Bong now. Tanish has dispatched Baldy. Is completely exited that picture altogether. Now Deepakraj, Boring Bong and Baldy now in the next group, trying to close that gap. Helium slowly, surely making those positions on those lowly AM drivers and just doing a little bit of showboating as he comes to terms with that Lamborghini of his. It's not his daily driver from what we can remember, so he's probably trying something new out. And so we'll see how his progress is throughout the championship. But having said that, Deepakraj go around the outside of Boring Bong, thinks of it, awfully close. He left some position. Boringong neatly defends that position, gets a little out of shape, eating some of that curb on the process. But yeah, all smooth sailing so far.
Yeah, Deepak Raj is not known to be a really aggressive driver, so he won't go for any risky moves or audacious dive bombs into the end of a main straight. So he's probably planning to play some mind games with Boring Bong, and slowly but surely erode away on his confidence as he hounds the back of that Mercedes for the next, let's say, 4 or 5 laps. Deepakraj makes a slight mistake and goes narrow, just barely misses that apex. So yeah, pulls his Boring Bong back, just pull a slight gap as Deepakraj ahead actually, if he was supposed to break that late or not. But
Yeah, that just shows their level of confidence. They just know that if you really need some breathing space, you have to send it into that chicane. Stomach the warning a couple of times just so that you can kind of get out of a sticky situation. It's all to play for in the corners to come. We've got a long straight which Tanish is trying to do and trying to close down the gap on SD. He's had a fantastic drive so far, as SSJ mentioned, from 24th to P6. And yeah, top 5 is definitely on the cards right now with a little over 5 minutes to go. So will Tanish, in clean and collected fashion, make that move stick? We'll have to wait and watch. I would like to really watch this replay post the first race and get a feel for how did he slice through that field. Was it just pure zen mode and confidence to kind of place his car in the right place, or just things just go right for him? We'll have to wait. So stick around for that post this race 1 here at Imola.
Usually when you have such a jam-packed grid, it's a balance of both. I find myself, my heart, my stomach, my mouth every now and then when these drivers get super close to each other in the braking zone. So kindly excuse me for that. But as I was saying, when you have grid jam-packed with 25 drivers, it's usually a mix of as Tanish's rear steps out slightly over there. So it's usually a bit of it's a mix of skill as well as luck. Skill being that you need to know where you need to know the right place to be in, of course, like Kapil said. But then it's also when there's an unavoidable situation in front of you, you can't help but just go into it. But Tanish has been lucky enough to not find himself in such unavoidable situations or crashes. Well, of course, ghosting is off in ACC, unlike F1. So, you need to get even more luckier, as Tanish Agarwal has accumulated a drive-through for no. I was coming to this point as well. So Tanish, in spite of all that pace, has managed to make a trove of errors and now is finding himself probably going to lose the 10 positions. Quite
This
unfortunate for him.
might be a zero to hero to zero situation for Tanish Agarwal. Had to just keep it between the white lines for a few more laps, and unfortunately, that's not been the case. So yeah, we'll see how that gap kind of comes down while he plummets down the field. But yeah, further down, AJ Sam, Octavian, and no, not sorry, that's Shalalak, Supreme Kai, and AJ Sam, all completely out of shape, and they're so out of shape that they are affecting the car behind. They're simply unpredictable on where to position a car. They are going banging doors, braking as late as possible. The Supreme Kai getting a supreme exit. Does AJ Sam going into the final sector? But
Oof.
yeah, that he got cut off by Supreme Kai, simply denied an entry into that apex. But AJ Sam with that with that supreme straight line speed is just hounding, attacking, going to go down the inside into turn one. Will he break later? We'll have to wait and see. But no, Supreme Kai denies him again, and he cooks it a little bit, finds himself on the curb, and yeah,
Oh,
a moving chicane and a roadblock for AJ Sam. Both of them essentially stop on track. And who do we have here? We've got
no.
Octavian going round the outside. He's going to make two moves in one go. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, but he's pushing Supreme Kai and he's taken out the competition.
Oh
Oh my
no.
goodness.
AJ Sam, man, that was the wrong place to be a gentleman. So in case you missed it, AJ Sam hit Supreme Kai into the end of the main straight. So he just wanted to slow down to give him back the position, but ended up losing two positions to Octavian. And then yeah, you just saw the events unfold. Quite unfortunate for AJ Sam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look what we have here. Deepakraj has found his way in front of Boring Ball. And we've got the battle for the lead as well. Red dot blue with only the final lap of the Grand Prix. Who's going to break later? Sai Prithvi has the inside line, but goes round the outside as the rookie to take the lead in the final lap of the Grand Prix. Red dot blue finally making his way through on that McLaren. He, he's been attacking him all throughout, and yeah, at the most opportune time has SSJ switched to the right action. Sai Prithvi not giving an inch of leeway for Red Dot Blue here. He wants that victory, and because his championship is hanging on the balance, but I think Red Dot Blue has timed this to perfection. Looking at the state of affairs, as he's trying to get away that using all of the track and then some. Luckily, none of these guys pick up any DTs. But yeah, as it stands, Sai Prithvi is not giving up so early. He's, he's practically millimeters away from that McLaren. You can see that big wide bonnet as it essentially consumes the entire screen
Yeah.
in its effort to kind of close down the gap. But you've got one final breaking point to go. Will he send it down the inside? Doesn't look like he's
No.
positioned himself well enough. But it goes a little deep. Does Red Dot Blue? Oh, he's been pushed by Sai Prithvi going into the final corner. But yes, a fantastic overtake to win the first race and his rookie race. Congratulations, Red Dot Blue, on your victory!
And how I don't know how much of that gap that was, but it almost looked like a photo finish as we go on board. The other drivers as Helium pulling alongside Boring Bong, I think, almost pulling alongside him. As no, he shouldn't
Oh,
have
that
done
is
that.
definitely pulling along to a negative aspect, and he just shoves him off the
That
track. No prisoners does Helium take.
yeah, quite a fashion that unlikely fashion that Helium has made that move on Boring Bong. I think as he finds himself 2.8 seconds, 2.4 seconds down, but it's okay. So he's only lost one position, so there is a possibility for him to take it back during the main race, during the feature. During race 2, I don't know what the names are for the races. So Logesh on his comeback race finishes P16, I think, and then let's as we move down further down the grid, Supreme Kai in P17, P3 in the AM class. Nick in P18, yeah. And who else is that? Fuzzy Dunlop and Dark Knight, the rest of the finishers. I think our we've still got Achukuten and Bioroids. Yeah, quite an interesting race from drivers today, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed it was. Let's have a look at the standings. Let's see who's where. And see the replay of Tanish. I really want to see that. I mean, we had so much action, and I'm expecting a slew of reports from this race alone. There's a lot of prisoners from track limits, from collision, from being too nice. I don't know how that's a thing. Aegis, I'm just showcasing that this is not a place for peace and love, but hot battles instead. But yeah, there we have it. Red Dot Blue with his first race, rocking the number 66 number. So is this KC66 in disguise? I'm not too sure. But yeah, in P2 is Sai Prithvi, just 2.5 tenths behind him. Got overtaken the last lap. FIFA Kanak, was able to extend that gap to Pururav Gowda in P4. SD, having that very shaky start with collisions with Helium and Baldy and so many other drivers in the pack. So he finishes in P5. You've got a couple of other drivers, the likes of Baldy, who also kind of made it through. But oh boy, there's just so much going on in Imola, and it's great to see that a track with such narrow width is still, inviting so much action, albeit not in the most cleanest of aspects, but we are still thoroughly entertained at the end of these 20 minutes.
Yes, indeed, and ultimately it came down to mind games, at least in the front of the pack. At least I think that's what happened, because when the track physically doesn't allow drivers to go side by side, ultimately it comes down to making the mistakes, the slight mistakes that these drivers make. And while we did miss what went down that penultimate corner, I think that's where Red Dot Blue caught up with Sai Prithvi and managed to pull alongside him. So Red Dot Blue, being the driver who was tailing Sai Prithvi for almost the entirety of the race, suddenly in the last lap managed to take the lead. So yeah, I mean, of course, unless you've got a really OP car with a rocket ship of an engine, you can get drivers in the main straight. Otherwise, yeah, it's mostly mind games. But yeah, a few drivers managed to pull that bit of strategy off perfectly well, while the others capitalized on mistakes. And there were also people who did everything right, but then at the very end made one mistake too many and ended up getting a drive-through. Yes, Tanish, I am talking about you. But yeah, we've still got another race to go, 30 minutes. A chance for redemption here in Imola. And yeah, while the server is being set up for the second race, we will be taking a short break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, SJ, if we can we have a look at Tanish's replay? If you've got that saved, we'll have to kind of see how he made his way through the field so quickly and then dropped again so quickly.
Yep, coming right up.
Yeah, but we'll be back in a bit, so don't go anywhere.
So this is Tanish sitting in P24. Yeah, Race is gone. Race is a go. Hold on. Oh, so he's already overtaken someone in the start finish line. He's picked up 2 positions here. Oh, there's a driver going suddenly slowing down in the middle of the straight. I don't know why. Maybe taking a bit too cautiously. He loses another position. Oh my god, there has been a massive crash at the back. So Tanish did manage to make 4 more positions there. So I think that's he should be sitting in P17. Just that the leaderboard itself hasn't updated yet. We've got more chaos up front here, so 2 more positions. And yeah, Tanish is now in P14. And that should be Shawshank. Or is that Supreme Kai? That is Shawshank. So Shawshank goes. Oh no, never mind. I don't think that was Swagger Turbo, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's updates every sector.
Yeah.
So at the end of the first sector 1, he is already up into P14. Sector 2, 2 more positions, 3 more positions, and by the end of lap 1, he's in P11. And then slowly makes his way up to P5 with some more. I think there are a couple more collisions out with the likes of Supreme Kai and AJ Sam all coming together. Supreme Kai just taking his own line and kind of catching Deepakraj. He just easily sweeps around the outside. Deepak trying to defend that goes too hot. What a beautiful switch that is from Tanish there. Oh, I would love to see Deepak's reaction as he just completely gets eaten by Tanish. And then he just continues on and on, eating curb after curb, accruing those warnings. Helium has this moment with Tanish. And before you know it, he's already on the back of Boring Bomb. And then he continues a little further up ahead. In a sector or 2 time, he's made up that gap. And these guys are just fighting so hard that he's just able to just pick his way through with little to no effort.
Ooh, I think that was the place where I kind of made so many gasps because quite he actually braked very late over there as Boring Bong almost pushing him onto the grass, so there is a little bit of touchy over there. Was a bit of touchy as just as I said earlier, Tanish making an overtake in one of the hot spots. Rivatsa 1 if I'm not wrong. And that's P7 at the end of lap 3. End of lap 3. So lap 4, he's in P7.
I think the rest we've seen. He slowly catches a Baldy, gets him. And where did Tanish end up finally after making that move? I'm not sure if he actually made that move on SD, but come the end of the race, he served his DT. Where did he end up?
So I think it was lap 10 when he got the DT. With 6 minutes left to go. But there we go. So he gets the DT sometime over here.
Yeah, in that corner, if I can remember correctly. He went a little too wide.
Oh, looky here. Faizan is also one of the other drivers who got a DT. Wait, what? Hold on. The DT message came out now, so
he gets it. It only updates after sector, so it's not immediate.
Oh, so where did he go off?
He's got it in the previous corner. This corner.
Oh, I thought the
he goes wide and cut.
Okay. I was actually under the impression that the AstroTurf was part of the track limits. So, I saw a lot of drivers cutting through, that bit of curbing. But then, sad for Tanish that he was gaining time through all those track cuts or excursions actually, since he was technically going off the track. Ultimately he ended up P18, so just alongside Iceland over here. While we're at it, we can just go through this battle over here. Oh, wait, I thought he was going for a switchback, but then he ended up going out down the outside. So was that wait, hold on, was that an unfair move? I think he technically went off track to make that overtake. Yeah. So that's a report.
Oh
That's
boy.
certainly a report coming his way for making a move off the track.
You got Detective Dan on the case of Tanish. Make sure that he gets one more penalty to drop him further down the field.
Yeah, I don't think Detective Dan is needed here. Simply Whitey must have been throwing a fit in his Twitch stream. So yeah, he pretty much right about now we could see a report. So Detective Dan won't be needed for the day. As I think, yeah, the next server.
I think all the drivers are in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch to the good stuff in just a moment's time. Thank you so much, Dan, for that replay of our dear Tanish's journey through Imola race 1. So kind of have to see now with 30 minutes on the clock. How will he fare? We'll have to do that journey all over again. Red dot blue on the other side of the grid will have a chance to walk away maybe or get attacked from Sai Prithvi. You do know how aggressive he is on the starts. Like takes full advantage and just knows how to do the race procedure well, because that Merc is just appropriately geared to have a good launch with that 70 kph limit. We'll have to see how he kind of makes a challenge on red dot blue. But yeah, this is shaping up to be an exciting race. You've got 2 minutes before the session starts, as I see my dear friend jump into his setup and make sure he's got the right fuel, little over 60 liters. Got track conditions at 34 degrees. My goodness, it is a scorcher there in Imola. Yeah, it is all to play for here in race 2 of Imola, isn't it, Dan?
Indeed, the start, the drivers have to make sure that they manage to make the best of it, because like I said earlier, you'd either have to rely on mind games or incidents up ahead to actually make any moves. So yeah, a 30-minute race, so the drivers have to make sure that they do whatever they can right from the starting itself. If not, excuse me for that, just got a call. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, just lost the plot there for a bit. Yeah, so it's going to be a long race. So yeah, the drivers have to be in for a little bit of a game of patience, so to speak. As we've got 30 seconds left for the timer to run down, for the drivers to start up their engines and get going.
Indeed. Just having a look at Imola's corner names, and so I will take it upon myself to kind of slowly imbibe on our audience and the viewers who will watch post the stream on some of the corner names that we see on this iconic Italian track. It's definitely not the Temple of Speed here with so many slow speed corners, but yeah, you can see those colored I want to say astroturfs, just indicating the patriotism for Italy all across the track. Will SD win it again this time around as well? We'll have to see. Though it looks like the other other Audi of Deepak, a little more out of shape there, but all line and done. With the race going to undergo in just a few moments time, so if you are ready for it, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the action. Yeah, red dot blue in pole position this time. Sai Prithvi is completely alongside, if not a little ahead of red dot blue, taking full advantage of the car positioning there. Now, who's going to actually get the fastest hands or fastest feet, must I say, to get off the line. We'll have to wait and watch. And we have
Green lights. Green lights. Anybody? Nobody? Ah, there we go. Green lights.
now. Yeah, and looks like Red Dot Blue was able to keep ahead of Cyprus B, but you've got a couple of movements across the track, but nobody making any mistake, all keeping very sane, I must say, into the first corner. But we've got a couple of collisions there with.
That was a disconnect.
That was the disconnection, yes. That is very scary stuff there with the SD having to defend from Pururav Gowda. Yeah, that's not the ideal start for him, as there's a huge gap ahead to the top three. FIFA Kanak and yeah, Helium finally is making up positions, having had a disastrous race one, but he's being attacked from the likes of that Ferrari. I'm not sure who exactly what was. Yes, it is Octavian who goes down the inside into
Ooh, what a move.
Piratella. Yeah, he gets the move done. He is now having the inside into Aqua Minerale and sends it to defend that position. So fantastic positioning there to get him a position as Octavian.
It looks like Helium's got some kind of offing, as he's being, challenged by every driver behind him. That's Octavian going off there, probably gaining a little bit of time as he cuts the corner there. So he will be getting a warning. Has to get a warning there for that. But yeah, moving on, Boring Bong, Baldy, and that's a Lamborghini going for an audacious and as he almost tags Boring Bong there and just manages to get away without any collisions. As up front, Charles Leclerc and I think that's Deepakraj, the Audi and the McLaren fighting it out. We're only in lap 2, I think. Yeah, we are in lap 2, and not too many grid changes in the grid, I think. I'm not really sure. FIFA Kanak fighting with Sai Prithvi in P3. FIFA Kanak started in P5 in the last race and now finds himself in P3 in this race. So quite a bit of an upgrade for him as well. SD 1.5 seconds behind him. He's closer to Pururav Gowda. So yeah, Pururav Gowda not a driver himself, not a driver to hold back any punches himself. So he'll hopefully be on his tails, give SD that a little bit of a challenge that he needs, that SD needs, that we as viewers need. I mean, we are not viewers, but commentators, but still, we need a little bit of an action. Well, otherwise SD is going to have a boring race on his hands, as FIFA Kanak and Sai Prithvi are pulling off into the distance. This pack over here, pack of 4 cars, I think. Still sticking close to each other. Almost going off track there, Helium as well as the McLaren of Octavian. Yeah,
it looked like at the end of lap 1, with Helium getting a little out of shape, that the entire pack wanted revenge on him, kind of making his super aggressive and questionable moves. So they were just taking they were not ready to share any space of the track to him, and it looked like they were out to get him. He's lost out a couple of positions in the process. Octavian looking very feisty in the start of this second race. So having said that, mounts a little bit much of the curb to lose all of that momentum he had on AJ Sam ahead. But as it stands, Charles Leclerc, the lead AM driver, is amongst the big boys. He was a big boy himself. It's just that he doesn't stick around all that much. But it looks to be a even segregation this time around. We've got from P14 with the Nissan on Iceman all the way down. You've got the AM boys driving in the mid pack. You've got Baldy trying to make a move on Helium, and in true fashion, Fuzzy Dunlop getting out in Tosa or somewhere else in the beginning of the lap and making a mess of his tires. Having said that, Octavian now finally getting the run on AJ Sam, making the move stick. before Variante Alta. Yeah, takes the chicane not that nicely, gets out of shape, but AJ Sam, being the saint that he is, will happily concede and not cause much of an issue with the likes of Octavian. Yeah, and he moves up into P8. Now you've got a pink Lamborghini behind Helium. He is looking at that very move that was made by Octavian and seeing if he can match that. But this is where the BMW shines in the straight. He's gaining and he's gaining all the time into the first chicane. He looks around the outside. Will he make the move stick? Who's going to be braking later? Going side by side into the turn one. They gave each other space, and yeah, a relatively clean move. And AJ Sam moves back into P8, and so does Baldy. He was able to kind of position himself optimally to make a move on Helium, and now he is up into P10.
Helium, yeah, Baldy actually, yeah, he managed to take good advantage of that German engine in the main straight. So it was the BMW got a move on the McLaren, and the Mercedes got a move in on the Lamborghini. So yeah, as you said, German engines proving to have the stronger hand in this race, especially at least in the main straights, picking off the other cars. So, but right now, yeah, the AJ Sam so far looked like, that was a bit of a disconnect there. I think yeah, we are having a few ping issues. Anyway, yeah, AJ Sam looked like he was being held back for the last few laps, and now once that he managed to get away from Octavian, I mean get a move on Octavian, has managed to get away as well. Now has pulled off a 1.5, 1.7 second gap. Yeah, just that, you know, the leaderboards, the timetables moving around a little bit. As up front, Sai Prithvi and Red or Blue are little close to each other. Sai Prithvi, I think he's got back in shape. I remember seeing him more than a second off of him, but now, yeah, just less than a tenth now. Making the best use of all the curving there, but I don't think he's going to be going for any audacious sense right now. Looks like he's definitely managed to get a better exit better exit than Red Dot Blue, but he just has to stick close to that McLaren front for this sector. As he makes a slight mistake, and his rear steps out just a little bit and has cost him 4/10. Yeah, sorry for that jinx, buddy, but yeah, you'll get a chance later on.
Yeah, indeed. Sai Prithvi just looks to, I think, thrive on putting as much pressure as he can with the car in front. That's, I believe, his way of kind of learning
sorry
what
to
are the
cut you
right
off there,
way.
couple. Very sorry about that, but I think Octavian's made a mistake. He's in P15 now, and he's behind Faizan. So yeah, something might have happened there. Surely it should have happened. Yeah. He's weaving around so aggressively, trying to find even the slightest bit of space.
Unfortunate stuff there. And making mistakes in the beginning of the race, is so much more costlier, and you're gonna have to bring out your pace and make overtakes on this challenging circuit. It's not the easiest of things. Having said that, Shalaluk is that lead. He is attacking his fellow coordinator Deepakraj. Will he have the overspeed going into turn one? No, he doesn't. But he's still sticking as close as he can. So don't count that battle out again. He gets a bit of a bad exit, does Deepakraj, as Shalaluk is all over him. He's going to go think about a move on the outside. He actually sticks it in there. Gives the position, gives the place, does Deepakraj, but yeah, unfortunately, Shalaluk was not able to make the move. And now we have a new challenger in this fight, in the likes of AJ Sam. And that's a loss of traction for Deepakraj as he loses one position, and does he lose another one? We'll have to see, as Shalaluk moves a little bit to the right for an interesting move there. But AJ Sam unfortunately was not able to squeeze that shonky little BMW through Piratella, and Deepakraj has made the right defensive move to keep and to not to minimize his loss, so to speak.
Yeah, Deepakraj making an unusual mistake over there. Not unlike what we've seen of him so far. He's not a man to make such mistakes, but probably turned down that traction mode by 1 or 2 points than he intended to. But yeah, at least he's managed to make the most of it by only by managing to fend off that chonky BMW of AJ Sam. So yeah, he just has to collect himself again and mount that attack on Charles Leclerc once again, who, by the way, being an AM class driver, is fending off a lot of these pro class drivers himself. So once again, props to him.
Indeed. I think we've got a couple of battles right now. We've got Baldy attacking I think Extreme is making inroads, and I think just made a move on Baldy, and Baldy getting a little out of shape there, almost collecting some marbles. And I think from what I can see off screen, we've got FIFA Kanak, who's made a mistake, and now Real SD and Purav Gowda have caught up to the likes of FIFA Kanak. So this is the next battle on track, with the top two kind of completely driven away around 6 seconds a bit from this chasing pack. So finally some more battles up in the pro class. Purav Gowda was actually quite close to SD the last entire lap, from what I could see the periphery. I think FIFA Kanak made a bit of a botch somewhere in the lap. At least he's taken Variante Alta well this time around. So he's able to kind of fend off one attacking move into Rivacha. But oh my god, Deepakraj and Charles Leclerc, you're taking some very different lines through that chicane. And there is a lot of pressure on both of them, as AJ Sam just is unwavering. Deepakraj goes down the inside of Rivacha 1. They're going side by side into the final corner, and Deepakraj is able to make the move. Will AJ Sam get that better exit? He's got the acceleration of that BMW to aid him. So will he be able to make a move into turn 1? We'll have to wait and watch as the gap is coming down as he goes round the outside. That's his signature of braking later on the outside. But will he able to make the move? No, he does not. There's contact. There is contact between the pair of them, and Helium goes through now. He is very close. Will he dive down the inside of the next corner? Things better off it this time around. So yeah, some sensible attacking there from Helium, which is good to see. Charles Leclerc is fending off the likes of, I believe there was Aldi at the end of it. Yeah, but so many battles, and this is exactly what you love to see. Purav Gowda, is he going to send it down the inside of Aquanever? He does! That is not the place to be sending it. SD completely being eaten out alive. You can hear him in his frustration in the background there. He's not happy with it. This is simply not a place where you overtake and send it down the inside. So yeah, he's got a bit of damage, and he'll have to live with that for the rest of the Grand Prix. So unfortunate stuff for him.
Yeah, looks like I think he should have sustained some tire damage, as well as I think he went and bumped his rear end. So yeah, probably won't be having as much rear downforce as he'd like to. So yeah, he'll just have to fend off the trailing drivers. Still 5 odd seconds off of Deepakraj, and let's say another 10 laps to go, 10 to 11 laps to go. So yeah, he's still got an ample amount of time, and if he still can collect himself again, mount an attack on Purav Gowda once again.
At the end of the race, but yeah, that damage that he picked up will not help his case at all. And yeah, having said that, AJ Sam I think Deepakraj is slightly split from this group. He's able to spread his wings a little bit and kind of jump into and put his head down and get some good laps in. What's going around the rest of the field? Because you've seen a lot of hot battles all around. How is it looking in the AM side of things? Because
Well,
Octavian has called it quits.
yeah, Octavian's call it quits. He was challenging for P7 just a few laps ago. As Darky and Baldy just had an exchange of positions, and I think that's Baldy's Baldy's bonnet just popping off a little bit over there.
Dark Knights, yeah.
Is that okay? My bad. That's Dark Knight's bonnet popping up a little bit. So he's seen a little bit of damage. Hopefully not by bumping into one of the walls, because the damage might be more severe than it looks. Shawshank and Faizan are fighting for P12. And Nick and Supreme Kai for PA14, as I think that was Nick himself going off track a little bit, but I don't think he'll pick up a warning for that. And yeah, Pururav got on FIFA Kanak, after that kerfuffle with SD. Yeah, these two are still in the fighting. Yeah, P4 still up for grabs. Meanwhile, Sai Prithvi, I think he's made a mistake or two, and he's now 2 seconds away from red dot blue.
Yeah, the gap is slightly being extended there. I think red dot blue has finally got into the groove of things. That's Helium spinning a Tosa. That's a very tricky corner to get right, and carrying that speed on the inside is never the answer. And he's rejoined in a very dangerous fashion, nearly taking out Extreme in the process. So again, misfortune coming his way once again in race 2. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate for him, as this battle just carries on and on while Deepakraj says, "I'ma head out, you guys enjoy by yourself."
Yep, he has indeed headed out, because he's pulled off a 3-second gap to AJ Sam. So yeah, that BMW, that chunky BMW, that sole BMW in the grid right now, holding back the other cars, whoever whoever's trying to mount a move on him. Yeah, Charlie Lerk and Boring Bong, the two that McLaren and Mercedes fighting with AJ Sam at the moment. 0.3 seconds between each other. Still trying to make something of a move, but yeah, the McLaren not being able to keep up with AJ Sam in the straight, so he's kind of holding back Boring Bong as well, while I presume that the Mercedes is struggling through the corners, although I think it should do better in the curbs, but I don't think the curbs in Imola are very challenging or very treacherous enough to mount. Many sausage curbs, except for one in Piratella, the chicane before Rivazza. So yeah,
the one that we're going through right now is Piratella.
Oh, my bad.
This is one where you take all of the curve. Aqua Minerale is another. It's a single corner. And having said that, AJ Sam has gone deep. He's made a botch of that, and he is trying to fend off Shalulak, who's kind of been activated at that mindset. Going into Variante Alta, all line and stern there. Everyone keeping very civilized, I must say. Boring Bong getting a slightly better exit, and he's trying to force at front bumper alongside Shalala going into Rivazza 1. Who's going to break the later of the two? It is kind of even Stevens there, but a bad exit out of Rivazza 1 is going to propel Boring Bong into P8. But yeah, Shalala I just able to stick to Boring Bong so closely, getting some of that sweet slipstream of that wide Mercedes. And yeah, will he think about a move down the inside in turn 1? Thinks about it, sends a bumper in, and has to back out at the last moment, eat some of that curb, destroy his car in the process. And yeah, that's the end of that battle.
Yeah, I think Shalulak just kind of gave up. I felt like he Uh, he just kind of pulled out of that battle, pulled out too soon. Yeah, at the end of the straight, yeah, I think Boring Bong gave him more than enough room to try to mount a fight, but yeah, Charles just, you know, not feeling oozy enough. Decided, okay, maybe not this time. I'll just stick to him for the rest of the track. As I saw at number 10 car, I think that was Dark Knight. Yeah, he was off the track and now he's RTG'd, so that's probably the end of the race for him. As I see another driver has left the lobby, the server. So we've just got 20 drivers left out of 25. Yeah. A battle of attrition indeed, as Baldy and Simply Whitey, Iceman, are going through Acque Minerale. Simply, oh sorry, my bad, that was Baldy gets a better exit. I think Simply took a little too much curving for his own good. Simply trying to brake a little bit later, but yeah, I think he just broke right on the mark, as he's still keeping himself ahead of that Mercedes, that fiery looking Mercedes for that matter.
Yep, Iceman kind of having a bad end to the first race, so that's why he's so far behind. Baldy had an incident in the middle. I'm not sure if it was with Octavian or with somebody else, but that's kind of also demoted him down into P16 or actually P17 at some point in time, if I am not mistaken. And he's having to fight with these AM class drivers with little under 10 minutes to go in this race. Not the best of results, having put in some great performances. He was in top 6, top 5 in Silverstone for both races. To kind of have this happen to him, you can see the livery of Iceman, the faces of Vijay Mallya, and I'm not sure who is exactly, and Ashray. If you were to go side by side, it goes around the outside, you can see Ashray just there in that spoiler, mocking Baldy, saying that this is not the place for you to make the overtake, my dear friend. Tosa on the outside is a superbly audacious move, and you just need balls of steel to make that happen, and commitment, and probably a driver will let you, because you can just get shoved off wide. So no way through there. Acque Minerale, all line and stern. A much better exit there, so much more commitment from Baldy. Will he send it down the inside of into Variante Alta? He does. He is taking all of the track, and Iceman just is left astounded, saying, where can I go? Where am I supposed to go, my dear friend? And he's probably not so pleased with that movement.
Yeah, just noticed that, or that was either that was a little bit of lag or something, but I saw someone dropping down the grid. Not sure what happened there, hence the camera switch. Or yeah, Boring Bong still keeping close to AJ Sam up ahead. Still at a little less than 7 minutes left in the race, so that's probably another 5 laps left to go. Yeah, maybe moving going back to Iceman. Yeah, that was probably the blessings of Vijay Mallya and Ashray keeping Iceman still in front, but yeah, the blessings didn't hold out. Maybe he didn't pray hard enough to his gods, and yeah, ultimately ended up losing that position.
Indeed. AJ Sam, I think, has put in a fine defensive drive so far. He's gotten to the stage by positioning himself well, clearing off Shalalex, clearing off Boring Bong. Deepakraj was one who kind of set sail and kind of departed. But AJ Sam is just not having that raw pace to get away from these guys. Boring Bong is really hot on his tail, but it is the corners like this, which is actually a corner, which I realize now, having looked at the corner names. What is this? Variante Basa or Besa. I'll have to check my Italian pronunciation there. Going into Tamburello. Yeah, we may only have 3 more laps after this. So HSM just has to kind of stick it, keep that. But having said that,
Ooh.
into the Villeneuve corner, he's had a bit of a botch. Tosa is where you can make your car super wide. As long as you hold the inside, you should be fine. But in this circumstance, Boring Bo was unable to take advantage. And yeah, you go into the fast sweeping left-hander of Piratella, where you let the car drift as wide as possible, but not try to not rack up a penalty. Aqua Minerale is that downhill double right-hander, is infamous to catch you out. You gotta be on your toes as you go into those sequence of corners. The make or break corner for the rest of the lap, the Variante Alta, just not able to say that word today, I'm not sure why, but is where you set yourself up, as has Boring Bong done very, very well, going into Rivatsa 1, first of two square left corners, and Rivatsa 2 as you position yourself, taking all of the curb. But Boring Bong got a little too greedy on the exit with his throttle there and lost a bit of momentum, which is going to give some breathing space to AJ Sam. And yeah, now he'll have to look square into his rear view mirror and see that McLaren slowly creeping up to him. But he makes a very late braking maneuver there and thinks off where to position the car, because he simply can't make that move. But yeah, having said all of that through the lap, it still remains AJ Sam in 7, Boring Bong in 8, and Sherlock in 9.
Yeah, as you were just commentating there, these three drivers, they're making a slew of mistakes, going on power, most of them, and we saw Charles Leclerc also going a little late on the brakes, although I think he braked just right on time, although I think it caught him off guard, so he got a little too uppity and ended up going too wide. As Boring Bong gets a bombastic exit, now pulling alongside AJ Sam into Variante Alta, as he goes for an audacious move. Who is that? Hold on.
That's Bioride. Yeah, he spun off as a back marker. He's out of the equation, but Boring Bong has made the move stick. That defense from AJ Sam has come to nil as they go into the final set of corners. But this is where he has been the best so far. But from the looks of it, he's not got the best of exits this time around. And in case, he's actually defending from shallow lurk. So things have gone from bad to worse in a sequence of two sectors. And going into the first chicane of Tamburello, he is able to fend off, just barely fend off the likes of Shallow Lurk. Now Boring Bong has made a mistake, which is inviting both Helium in the background and AJ Sam and Shallow Lurk back into the picture. So it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but just this lap and another one to go. I think Helium can come into the mix as Charles goes for a little outing and still, although manages to keep himself on the track. AJ Sam still a tenth now away from Boring Bong. These drivers, I think the tires are pretty much short now, as their rears are stepping out in every single exit, or maybe they're just going getting too greedy on the throttle. As Boring Bong, one of his better corners, still holding on to that lead over these two cars behind him. As Helium is now only 2 seconds away from Charles Leclerc himself, so there is a slight possibility that Helium could be one of the contenders for one of these positions.
Indeed. So don't turn away from your screens right now, because this is going to be the final time Boring Bong goes and touches the sand on the exit of Rivatsa 1. He's still got a slender but not a minuscule margin against that of AJ Sam, just a little 4 tenths. Sherlock is trying everything in that McLaren. It's just too draggy to make any inroads on these beasts of German cars. This still are this line and stern going into the start of the last lap, but it can change. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and it's looking in favor of Boring Bong right now, but anything can change right now. Going into the Villeneuve set of corners, it looks like Boring Bong's got a great exit, but Tosa is where AJ Sam really makes those inroads, and yeah, this time around Boring Bong is quite confident in taking that corner dead right. So it looks like things are quite favorable on his behalf, while Sherlock is getting closer and closer. But yeah, he's got a little wide there out of Piratella, and that's inviting these two back into the picture. Having said that, just on the backdrop, I believe Red Dot Blue has crossed the line to win comfortably this time around with a 3-second gap to Sai Prithvi. So congratulations to him. But yeah, this is the final overtake. Sherlock sends it down the inside and then some into the Variante Alta. He had to go for the Holy Grail, but it did not pan out. It not only hurt his chances but also hurt AJ Sam's chances in the process. Unlucky for the both of them. Yeah, AJ Sam will be fuming at that mistake or that move, so to speak. And Boring Bong at the end of this moves up into P7, and yeah, AJ Sam will have to settle for P8.
Yeah, quite a spectacular battle that these three guys put on, as Madhav is flashing his lights, which I presume is at AJ Sam, to tell him to give me back that position, man. You took me off track. But it was, it was actually some WWE moves that you made on me, says AJ Sam, and yeah, you aren't doing any sort of trickery here today. But anyway, AJ Sam still only losing one position in the end there. That we've missed this battle over here. Supreme Kai and Baldy almost going into a photo finish at the end of this race. Find themselves in P12 and P13. Baldy and Nick crosses the line to finish P13, P17 to Fuzzy Dunlop, and the only other driver remaining on the track is Octavian, who is still in the pits, so yeah, doesn't finish the race, unfortunately. That's the end of race 2.
Well, Imola was definitely an all elbows out affair here at IRC. So many prisoners, so much contact, so much action. It's close battling through and through the Grand Prix. That's exactly what you love to see here at IRC. Sherlock being the lead AM class driver to finishing in Faizan in P2 and Iceman in P3, so good drive from him. And on the pro side, Red Dot Blue taking a dominant drive, finish in P1 from both of his races, so absolutely making a statement here at IRC, taking the win on his very first weekend. So he'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Sai Prithvi will have to go back to the driving board and put in some more laps, because he's got a title-worthy contender right now with the likes of Red Dot Blue. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Imola Grand Prix. So thank you for sticking around. I'm not sure if our boys will be able to join in. Looks like they're already off celebrating. So I'm going to call it an early night here. Do tune in again for Grand Prix tomorrow. So we are back with F1 at Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the next round of our F1 season. So Tier 2 is at 2:30 p.m. You've got the Japanese Grand Prix in the morning, and you've got this is a real life one, and you've got Tier 1 at 8 p.m. IST. So until then, take care. This has been your commentator Couple A6 with your streamer SSJ signing out. Ciao.
Bye bye.